You guys have been absolutely knocking it out of the park over in the Discord. Thanks to Mazin for this unique villager design that is looking pretty fantastic. I need to get me a hat just like that. And Mill Mouse the Cool did a delicious apple just for the 4th of July. If an apple with an American flag on it doesn't scream freedom to you, then I don't know what does. Then again, I think a screaming apple is a pretty terrifying thought otherwise. Keep the artwork coming, guys. Now for today's video, this sweet animation on Piper from Brawl Stars dropped, and I have to say, wow, this is some seriously good cartooning. Piper's new style is fantastic, and you know what, I'm not really sure why we've not covered Brawl Stars before. The style is magnetic and it's exactly the sort of thing I love to explore and dissect when it comes to learning about cartoons. Piper's looking so fresh that I just had to make a tutorial on how to draw her straight away. Hit the like button if you've been enjoying Brawl Stars lately, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel right here if you want to learn how to draw cartoons in a unique, quick and easy way. Let's go. Okay, to start with this one, I'm actually going to zoom in on the head real close. There we go, so that we can really see what's going on here. So you want to start out by drawing as round a circle as you can, because all the circles, all the shapes rather, that we build off this circle are going to be very, very much reliant on the shape of that circle. So try and get that as round as you can, okay? And then we're going to start building all the features of this. So I like to start with the kind of overall shape of the head and then work my way inwards. So coming out the very, very right side of this, going to draw a little cheek that just kind of flicks out, bends down towards a chin that ends at a point, and then it comes up to about here. And then her ear, you want to be drawing kind of just reaching out of that guideline there, okay? And now I think a good time to draw her mouth, because it's so big in this particular pose that I've chosen, is now. So I want to draw a big kind of bean shape, big kind of kidney bean, like that. I want to draw a row of teeth across the top, and then a little tongue, almost like a circle, almost like a ball that sat within her throat, I guess, just kind of here, just kind of hanging out. Then we can draw a little nose. All it is a simple flick that heads towards the guideline but doesn't quite reach it. And for the eyes, you can position one eye here and then another one here, and I'll go through that part where it's kind of squished in here in a minute, but we'll start with this one. Try and make this one nice and round. I like to start with the upper bit, the eyelashes, because you can afford to make them quite thick, and then the bottom of the eye, make it quite thin. Very, very gentle stroke with your pencil. Make it thinner than the eyelashes at the top, which are way thicker. And I'm going to draw an eye just kind of pointing this way. And now for this eye over here is kind of the same, but you need to imagine that it's squished, because it's a bit of foreshortening is going on. It's going like around the shape of her head because it's round. If you were to draw this shape on a ball and then turn the ball away from you a little bit, you'll end up with what's going to happen over here. You end up with this kind of, it remains as tall as it was, but if you close one eye and look at it, you'll notice that it's way thinner just from the way you look at it. The eye hasn't actually got thinner, obviously, but it's it looks thinner from where we are. So you want to kind of squish that eye in a little bit. You can bring it a little bit closer to the nose if you want. I'm going to kind of bring the nose over a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of what you want to do. If you can get that right, you can get the rest of this right for sure. So her fringe, we're going to kind of bring this down over her, over the very, very top of her eye, and the same for this one. Just going to kind of swing down over here. Let's get that brooch in. A little brooch going on here. It's like a little butterfly. It's got little angry eyes, like that. Bit of a frowny mouth. And then two wings, one there, and one there. It's kind of like a B shape, really. And you want to do that on both sides, because it's definitely very symmetrical. And I've got kind of like, it's not a sideburn, it's actually a bit of hair hanging down, but it certainly looks like a sideburn from some angles. But it's this weird kind of wedge shape. It comes down in front of the ear here, it swings in towards the face, nearly gets to the mouth, not quite, bit of space here, and it curls up kind of behind the eye there. And you want to draw a little cheek, a little kind of blob there for the cheek, and squeeze a little one in there. So from here it's kind of a secure place to draw in the rest of the shape of her hair. So let's go a little bit outside of that original kind of circular boundary that we drew for ourselves. You can kind of link that together there, so we get like a seam down the center of her head and bring this right around to the back and tuck it in just behind her ear. Now don't worry if things are looking a bit messy, we've got this big guideline in the way. That is very much a part of just drawing. Honestly, if it helps, I'm actually going to erase that a bit for you just for the sake of clarity, but you don't have to worry about doing that until the end of the drawing. So I'm just quickly tidy these away, and so you know what you should definitely have down. But like I said, you don't have to worry about getting rid of guidelines until you're going over the whole thing at the end with your pen or your inking tool, whatever software you're using. If you're using software, I know I'm using software, I'm using something called Paint Tool Sci, and I love it. It's really, really cheap, and it's very, very powerful. So we're done with the head now, so I'm actually going to zoom out here and get everything back within my, there we go, get it all nice and in situ there. So now for the body, because she's a cartoon, her head is way bigger than other parts of her body, except for, I guess, her legs, because she's got this really kind of exaggerated balloon skirt, but we'll get to that in a minute. I want to draw her neck, so her neck comes down. Don't make it too long or too thick, it's only a small neck like that. And it sits, don't draw it underneath the ear, you want to draw it pretty much in the exact midpoint between where her ear is and where her chin ends. I'm going to kind of get it in this spot here, as kind of like, that's just kind of a guide for placement. And now for her torso, I like to just quickly draw out the general shape of her torso. I'm going to draw a circle here for her shoulder. Okay, that's where her kind of, it's another part of her dress. Her shoulder isn't actually like a monstrous round thing going on, it's actually just part of her dress. So draw that in, and then you can draw the back of her waist, like that. And then from there we can draw the front of her torso, which comes out like this for her breast, and then down here for her navel. And then you can just kind of wrap this around into a sort of belt shape. Try and give that a bit of a curve, by the way. It looks way better if you curve this around like that, like it's wrapping around a round object. That looks really, really good. Don't just draw like a block like that. You don't want that. That doesn't look good. There's only very specific circumstances and poses where that looks good. You don't want that for this particular one. So I'm just going to draw a big kind of dome shape. Nice and easy for the legs this time, because mercifully the dress she's wearing kind of hides her legs, so we can actually take a bit of a shortcut. We can focus on drawing the top half of the body by just making the lower part of the body way easier to draw, because that's the kind of character she is. The design kind of lets us draw attention away from the bottom half of the body just by drawing this really, really simple shape. You can have some wrinkles in the clothing here. It's just a big dome. You want to kind of curve this as well. Don't draw that flat like that. Again, you don't want that. And then this pattern is kind of like a, kind of makes it look like this is the bottom of a cloud, so to speak. A little bit anyway. So you want to add a button here, and then we need to draw the kind of collar of her top here. And there's a couple of little, speaking of collars, little collar kind of sticky outfits here. And then there's a bit down the middle, there's like a zip down the middle, right? Because in the cartoon she literally zips it up, so that is actually a zip. I would have said it was a kind of a part that buttons up, but it's not. That is just one big zip right down her front. So you want to draw this kind of zigzaggy pattern up and down if you want to. You kind of don't really have to do that because it doesn't really show up that well in the model in the cartoon, but I'm adding it just so I know in my brain that is a zip. So this circle, we need to do this again, but over here. Okay, and we can just kind of draw a part of it because part of it is obscured by her chin and part of it is obscured by her chest. So this bit is a little bit tricky because hands and arms are always tricky, but I think a good thing to do here is to plan out the shape of the hand and the shape of the arm by doing a kind of stick figure, right? So you draw this line that comes out so that you know the length of the line that you want it to be. You don't want the line to be all the way out here, like, you know, level with the end of her dress. You don't want that, but you also don't want it to be too short. Try and get it at this point where it starts to kind of curve down, this dress. You want the wrist, that's the wrist, right? It's going to be about there. And now for the other arm, again, just planning out, we're going to come up here, this is going to be a thumb, and this is going to be the hand. And notice the line for the hand, way longer than the line for the thumb. If you look at your hand right now, your thumb is like way smaller than than the rest of your hand when you look at it this way. So now that we've got kind of a plan down, we can start to flesh it out and make it look like a real arm. So we're going to draw the edge of the kind of dressy part of this shoulder here. I'm sure there's actually like a name for this part of the shoulder here, but I don't really know what it's called. I'm not I'm not a professional when it comes to textiles or anything like that, or fashion for that matter. So I'm just going to draw a line either side of the central line here to thicken out the arms. That's all that is. I'm just using that middle line essentially as a bone, like the middle of her arm, and then I can draw a line either side of it so that I can quickly and very easily choose a thickness for her arm. And now we need to draw a curvy line wrapping around it for the very base of her glove, where it kind of attaches to her, well, around her wrist, and links her hand to an arm. So now for the hand shape, I'm actually going to zoom in again. I'm going to zoom in here on this hand so you can easily see what I'm doing. So I'm going to bring this down here, follow this guideline that I drew earlier into a bump shape, and give it a bit of a curve there. Do you see that? Where it kind of concaves as it come in towards the hand. And then I'm actually going to continue this. I'm going to bring this up to the edge of the line that I chose to draw earlier as the example of how long the fingers are going to be, and then bring this down, but then stop there. Do not bring that line all the way here. Don't do that. You don't want to do that yet. So these are fingerless gloves, so you can just kind of cut these off here, or you can leave that for later. It doesn't really matter what order you do that in. And then we're going to start layering in fingers, and then just kind of naturally guide it back there. Now she does have 4 fingers in the cartoon, but because of the perspective and the size of the little finger, which would be at the very end, the pinky, we actually are not going to see the pinky in this perspective. You don't have to worry about drawing it. So you can just draw these 3 lines, because the pinky is kind of curving off the edge of the hand here, and then obviously there's a little bit here where the glove kind of fastens on, so don't forget to draw that. And in my preview, as you can see underneath, we've got an umbrella kind of hanging over her arm, so we're going to do that again. We're going to draw over what we've just drawn. This big kind of like a sausage shape, I guess. It's kind of bending down over her arm, and then we link this down into, well, I don't really know how to describe the shape. It's kind of like a disc, kind of like a tube, kind of something in between. That's the very bottom of her umbrella, and then we're going to draw another bigger one around it and bring this down behind her. That's her umbrella. Okay, this bit, just so you know what it is, I'm going to shade it in. That's actually like the inside of the umbrella, which would not have much light in it because it's a very closed space. And then to make it look more like an umbrella, you can draw some creases going down it like that. I'm actually going to widen this bit a little bit more. There we go. Give it a bit more character, I guess. And for the sake of clarity, I'm going to rub this out here, just so you can see easier what I've done there. But again, that's not something you have to worry about until it comes to finalizing the picture. So I'm going to zoom out again, bring it back into the way it was before. There we go. I need a macro for that, I swear. So again, we're going to do the same for this side. We're going to have the thumb. This thumb is on the further side of her hand, so we're not going to draw much of it. We're going to draw it very kind of thick, but not very tall. And then we're going to start at this side, and this is actually going to be a pinky, right? That's a pinky. So as you come back towards the hand, what I like to do with pinkies is a bit of a cheat, really. I like to draw a line across like that, and that is the bottom of where all the fingers that we're about to draw need to end. So to show you what I mean, another finger here, it's a bit longer than the pinky, this one, and they all kind of meet that line there. And again, for the sake of clarity, I'm going to get rid of this guideline, and I'm going to add a little bump here, and then draw a line a little bit across that thumb. That thumb is actually a little bit big. I'm going to shrink that thumb a little bit. As is the process of drawing, always kind of poking at things until they look right for you. But what you want to end up with here is a thumb that looks like it's going away from us, kind of over here, and this kind of shape here, a bit of a bump in the palm, so it looks more natural, looks like an actual real hand rather than a wooden mannequin's hand. That's definitely not what you want. And we've just got one last detail missing here, and I'm sure you can see it right up here. The very things that she's baking in that very cool animation. So yeah, we're going to add one in here. You want to make a nice spherical blob of a grenade here, as round as you can, and the roundness is going to help you in drawing these curves that come down it like that. See these? Try and picture the circle as best as you can. I'm actually going to zoom in again. Try and picture this as a ball as best as you can. If you have any spare like ping pong balls that you're not using anymore, you could probably get a Sharpie and just draw lines straight down it. Like imagine this is a ping pong ball, right? Just draw a line straight down it, and then turn it, and then draw another line straight down it again. Well, the other line's going to be like over here now. And you can use that as a guide for understanding 3D spheres. And you can just kind of use it forever. That's your reference now. So you can use that to help you get the lines to look right curving down this, because that does take practice. I know I did it quickly, but I've been doing it for years. But I know that understanding things as a 3D object when you're drawing it, very, very tough. But if you can get these lines kind of curving down like that, the rest of it is so easy. But the hardest part is getting that right. So now we need to draw lines across it. And it's kind of the same deal. Maybe you want to draw some lines going across your ping pong ball as well that you're using as a reference. And I apologize to whoever's ping pong ball you've stolen, unless it's your own, then good on you. But they've lost a ping pong ball, but it's for a good cause. We're learning to draw cartoons, so you know. Just say, if they ever complain, just say we're learning to draw cartoons. It's okay, and they'll be like, oh right, yeah, you're right. So what I've done here is I've added the kind of clip thing that the pull ring for the grenade that you pull out when you want to arm a grenade, and then this bit. All these are some wiggle lines to imply some motion. So I'm actually going to add a few more of these just to kind of give you an idea of how useful these are. So I'm going to add one, well, add a couple. You always add 2 or 3 like that, and then one here. This is a really, really common technique in cartoons, particularly when they're static, like they're not actually animated, it's just a drawing, right? This is a really good way of implying movement in a character who otherwise isn't moving. Now there's one thing I want to fix before we finish here. If you made it this far, by the way, that is really, really cool. And you're about to learn something. You're about to learn that I've made a mistake. This eye, in my opinion, is not going low enough. So I'm going to gently erase this. And again, this is all part of making cartoons. I'm as experienced as I am. I still make errors. So I'm actually going to make this go a little bit further down to about here. And there we go. That was certainly too high up the, well, away from her cheek. It's too far away from her cheek. And now, those eyes look way more symmetrical. They look way better. At least in my opinion. I apologize if you preferred the earlier version. Okay, I'm going to get this all finished off and coloured in. And you should do the same. And, well, if you want to colour it in, you can go for it. But if you're happy with your sketch, go you. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of the dressy thing that we had here. Missed that out there. But otherwise, this is done. So I'll see you in a second. I'm going to get this all polished off. See you in a moment. Look at that. That killer Brawl Stars art style looking fresh, and quite frankly, it was all a bit easier to draw than you expected, wasn't it? Share your thoughts and your art in the Discord channel, link in the description below by the way, and make sure to like this video and toss us a subscribe while you're at it. Until next time.